Hey guys, I just wanted to come out and make a short video in regards to some news that recently came out with Square adopting Bitcoin or potentially adopting Bitcoin for use on their payment platform. And there have been a number of articles posted out on the web, and there's been a lot of people talking about it. And so I just wanted to share a couple things that I know about it and just kind of make a short discussion regarding this. So, for those of you who do not know what Square is, Square's main application is payment processing. So it's focused on helping uh, more or less small merchants, like for example, people selling goods at a farmer's market, accept payments for their products or services. So their goal is to do this conveniently and fast through their phones, so people are able to accept payments through their phones using the Square app. And so Jack Dorsey's company, which is Square, is testing support for Bitcoin through its cash payments app. So from the interview, Jack said, and I quote, "We're exploring how Square can make this experience faster and easier and have rolled out this feature to a small number of cash app customers." So a Square spokesperson also said via email to CNBC that we believe, quote unquote, we believe cryptocurrency can greatly impact the ability of individuals to participate in the global financial system, and we're excited to learn more from here. And so, this is one article on TechCrunch. There's been a number of them popping up everywhere, and for me personally, I don't think this is huge news. It's definitely good news. Anytime a company comes out and has a use case or a test case is good news in my eyes, even though I do not use Square. So other than that is there's going to be a buying option in Square for Bitcoin. And one thing I find very interesting is there's the people behind Square making these decisions, which is in a short clip I'll show you in a couple moments, where Jim Cramer, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but where he does speak on this as far as who is behind the board at Square. So one thing I find extremely interesting is about the people behind Square and making these decisions. So two people in particular that are on the board, their names are David Viniar and Mary Meeker. Mary Meeker, her primary focus is on the internet and new technologies and the trends behind those. And David, he was the CFO and executive VP at Goldman from 1999 to 2013. So these people are there making these decisions saying that we're going to go Bitcoin. And so David Viniar is also head of the audit committee. So this is huge, and they both signed off on this. So about a month ago, we had Jamie Dimon on national TV calling Bitcoin a fraud, all while JPM traders overseas were buying Bitcoin at that time. One thing I want to compare are these three CNBC hosts, Carl Q, Jim Cramer, and David Faber. This segment with them that aired a couple days back is very entertaining in a way, in the fact that these three people speaking on finance and technology know absolutely nothing about Bitcoin and the technology behind it, and it is so prevalent and evident in their language and body language that it's scary. So I just don't understand how people giving financial advice on certain topics do not understand this.
Kramer's Matt Dash watching Square.
Okay, there's a report in TechCrunch last night. I'm quoting Credit Suisse, talking about how Bitcoin there's going to be a buying option from Square, which Bar St. Miguel uses, for Bitcoin. In a statement, Square confirmed the pilot, saying its customers are interested in using a Bitcoin app. Why is this important, other than the fact that Sarah Friar, the CFO, is on Mad Money tonight? The people on the board of Square, and that's Jack Dorsey's company, are the audit committee chair, David Viniar. You don't get more conservative than that. Mary Meeker, one of the greatest thinkers on tech, she's on the board. So these are people who, unlike Jamie Dimon, right there saying Square is willing to go Bitcoin. And I think this is something big, and it's going to drive Square up, and it's going to make people feel better about Bitcoin.
That's amazing. So we got futures about to get traded on Bitcoin at the CME. Now this.
David Vineyard is the guy who many people felt was the most honest CFO, most transparent CFO of the period. And he is the head of the audit committee. And he is saying Bitcoin lives. Meeker. How great a thinker is Mary Meeker? Bitcoin lives. Sarah Fryer, very conservative from Goldman. Bitcoin lives. So we got to go back to Jamie Dimon, and even Lloyd Blankfein. We have to say.
I need a Bitcoin. I need a day of studying Bitcoin. Can we do that? Can we get somebody to teach us all about it?
Yeah, I'll get you.
I need a seminar.
I'll get you cryptocurrency person.
Okay.
Do it, Doc.
Blockchain.
Do it. You should do a full hour on how it works, what a fork is.
Absolutely. And how do you mine Bitcoin? What do you need to mine Bitcoin?
You need the NVIDIA chips.
Yes. But even Jensen Huang on the call said, listen, it's not even important business. He's right. But I think this is seminal because of Vineyard, because of Fryer.
This has really reminded me of a clip that was made in 1994 between three broadcasters talking about the internet. And it is just so similar.
As I was doing that little tease.
Oh, that's
that little
right.
mark with the A and then the ring around it.
At.
See, that's what I said. Katie said she thought it was about.
Yeah. Oh.
But I'd never heard
Or
it.
around
I'd never
or
heard it
about.
said. I'd always
That's
seen the
right.
mark, but never heard
Yeah.
it said. And then it sounded stupid when I said it. Violence at NBC.
I
I'd heard
be
something
around
big
or
fight
about.
up in the lunchroom the other
See,
week.
there it is. Violence at NBC. GE.com. I mean,
Well, Allison should know.
what
do you
is
say to that,
internet
Allison?
anyway?
Internet is that
Massive computer
right,
network.
the one that's becoming really big now.
What do you mean? That's big. How does one? What do you write to it like mail?
No, a lot of people use it and communicate. I guess they can communicate with NBC writers and producers. Allison, can you explain what internet is?
No, she can't say anything in 10 seconds or less.
Oh, Allison will be in the studio shortly.
What is
What
it?
does it mean?
It's a giant computer network made up of started from.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell us what this was.
It's like a
looked in the
computer
dictionary.
billboard.
It's not it's a computer billboard, but it's
Right.
nationwide. And it's several universities and everything all joined together.
Right.
And others can access it.
And,
Right.
And it's getting bigger and bigger all the time.
It
Just
came
great.
in really handy during the quake. A lot of people, that's how they were communicating out to tell family and loved ones they were okay because all the phone lines were down.
I was telling Katie, and I've been
But you don't
talking.
need that. You don't need a phone line to operate internet.
No.
And so I find this absolutely fascinating how strikingly identical these two clips are. I mean, they're 23 years difference in time, but, for one thing, I don't blame the talk show hosts for not knowing what the internet was at the time. But, that wasn't their job. Their job was to look nice on camera and carry a fluent conversation. And so, but I do find it ironic and extremely frightening that these three guys in 2017 that people actually look to for sound advice have absolutely no clue about the topic that they were speaking about. So in my opinion, Bitcoin and blockchain is going to follow the same path as the internet in consumer usage. So most people right now do not understand how the internet works, yet they interact with it each and every day, most of the time, all day, every day. So much will be the same for Bitcoin and blockchain as far as most people will not understand it and never will, but they will benefit from the products, applications, and innovations that it does produce. So personally, I have never used Square, but this is one step closer to mainstream adoption, and this is one test for a use case. And so what keeps me up at night is that I firmly believe Bitcoin and blockchain will have a much greater impact than the internet did on the world. So later, when the impacts and value is realized, we'll look back on this clip of Jim Cramer in astonishment, the same way we look back on the clip from 1994.